America has always had waves of when political dissent comes around that they act like this. Let's look at to Vietnam protesting in the 60s and 70s. Students were arrested back then as well on campus. People were subjected to trials for what they believed was inciting riots. There was a
Right.
famous case of the Chicago Eight that there's movies about them now to this day about their protest work in anti-Vietnam War at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. We saw Black Panthers who were killed. They went into a home of a Black Panther and murdered him. The FBI did that. The civil rights movement of the 60s was far more violent from the government perspective. They were actually involved in assassinations, in my opinion. There is a history of America being involved in this type of strong
Cracks
condemnation
down.
of in cracking down on dissent. This is history repeating itself. But
Absolutely.
again, we went through those phases in American history, and out of those history came the Civil Rights Act that we saw in the 60s. New legislation came out and with broader protections for people and their rights. So there's always a silver lining, when these things happen. We're going through a stress test right now in the United States. The current administration is very litigious on these issues. They want to test these rights. They want to test their positions. And the courts will ultimately be our savior. That's our last line of defense.